What's going on, guys? I have a Samsung HW H450 soundbar system with a subwoofer PS WH450, and I guess I played it too loud and the subwoofer broke. It actually blew up, and it shuts off now when I turn it on. It turned on a little bit, it starts cracking, and then it shuts off. So this is how I replace the subwoofer. So this is the subwoofer, and this is what you need to replace the subwoofer speaker. The first thing you want to do is measure the diameter before you find a replacement. So this is about 6.5 inches. Next is remove the screws by hand. Next, measure the depth of the speaker. So this is about 3 inches. I needed 130 watts RMS, and this is the closest that I can find. This one is 300 watts RMS. $25 from Amazon. I ordered this from Amazon, and I think it's around $26. So this one right here is 600 watts peak, but the RMS is 300, and the size of this is 6.5. So the mounting screw is here down to the bottom of the magnet. So from here to down here is about 3 inches. Now the new subwoofer, from the mounting screw here to down here, is a little bit over 3 inches. But this should fit because the measurement is only from here to here. We don't worry about the top. Now this is the original subwoofer. The right side is a bigger terminal, and it says positive. So the bigger terminal connector is a positive. The smaller one is a negative. On the new subwoofer, the right side is a positive and the left hand side is a negative. So the location is correct. The only problem I have here is the connector. The positive is bigger and the negative is like tiny. So let me find a connector that I can work with. I found a terminal connector, and then I removed the blue part, and then I opened it up, and now I can insert that tiny connector, and then I'm gonna crimp it. So look at that picture, is right inside, and then I'm gonna crimp it. So that's how I made that modification. There's my final product right there. Now I was able to connect them. So the left side is a negative, the right side is a positive. So because the speaker has a higher lip, I can't use the original screws. So I'm using this screw right here. So this should work, but it's gonna stick out a little bit further down, but this should work right here. So I'm gonna use my drill I'm gonna drill it and I'm gonna do it slowly. So once again, this is the original, but because it's too short, I have to use this. I was gonna use this one, but it's too fat. It's too fat. This one will work. The wires are in here and the terminals in here. So I have to turn it so that it'll reach. If I turn it the other way, it won't reach. So I have to do it like this. See, the original, it doesn't have any name on it. So it was originally like this, because the wire is right here on top. The original wires are here on top. This thing was mounted like this, but the front speaker doesn't have any anything written on it. This one, the terminals is here, so I have to connect the wires here. But I have to do it upside down because the terminal's on top. If I do it the other way so that max will read correctly, the terminal will be down here. So that's why I had to do it like this. All right. Let's go for the test. All right, guys, bad news. So even though I got a new subwoofer, it was still having the same problem. It starts working, and then after a while, it starts cracking. Then after that, it shuts off, just like the original subwoofer. So I know there's nothing wrong with this new subwoofer, so it got to be something else. So since I already spent my money on the new subwoofer, I'm gonna try to figure out what is causing this problem. So I end up opening the other side, and I checked the components here. What I found was this capacitor right here, the 180, was loose because when I was wiggling it, it was a cold solder right there. So I soldered, let me see here. I soldered this one, this pair, and this pair. So the big capacitor, the two smaller capacitor, I soldered this 6 leads here. So the one I actually saw was this one was loose. Okay, you can't really tell, but you gotta wiggle the capacitor. And when I was wiggling it here, this thing was loose. I was able to rock it back and forth. This one was okay, this too was okay, but this is the problem. So on the other side, I resoldered this two right here. I just soldered this other two since I'm already here, but this was a problem. That solved the problem, man. All right, just remember there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 right there, and 6 screws you gotta remove to get underneath the PC board. So once again, guys, that's the culprit right there. Okay, so was just doing wiggle tests while I was playing the stereo. And then when I touched this, it worked. And then when I touch it again, it shut off. So it was I was duplicating the symptom that it would make a cracking sound and then it would shut off. This is the problem right here. And then I verified it by taking out the screws here, the 5 screws, flip it on the other side, looking at the solder, and then I was moving this thing. It looked like, it's hard to tell, but the solder, it wasn't soldered anymore. So I just soldered this. And then just for the heck of it, I just soldered both of them. All right, guys, it's working. Okay, so I'm gonna screw all 4 of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the power cord and the 4 screws. And of course they were glued in. So I'm gonna have to get my glue. So this is the orientation. All right, so you got the bottom. Alright, and then you glue it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to glue a little bit. And that should be it. So I'm using this glue. It's a wood glue. And I'm using a Q-tip. And then I'll apply just a little bit in there. So to solder this subwoofer capacitor, this is what I use. You can get this from Amazon. And it came with this one. I already had this long time ago because I make kill switch for cars. So I already have all my equipment. So I already have the solder gun and this solder. And what I use is this to pry this open. Okay, it's hard to pry it open if you don't have this. So I pried it open all the way around, and then I use the screwdriver, which is the flat side. Of course, use the flat side to finally open it, and then it opened. So that's it, guys. It was that capacitor. So what I learned from this, or gained from this, I got me a new subwoofer. So the problem was in the subwoofer. So once again, the symptom was it was cracking and it would shut off, and then it won't turn on again. And then once in a while, it turns back on again. And then the cracking stops. And then after using it for a while, it starts cracking again, then shuts off. So it was a capacitor. But I got this for about 26 bucks. So I got 2 subwoofers now. So if I do blow this out, I could put back the original. Let's test it. So this is a subwoofer. And I got the setting at maximum bass. So right now it's not cracking and it's not shutting off. It's perfect right now. I got the volume max. So at this point, before it would shut off, it would crack and it would shut off. Nothing yet. It's working now. I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I'm just kind of pissed off because it took me to buy a new subwoofer to find out it had a cold solder. All right, so let me just give you guys the whole synopsis of the whole thing. So it was cracked. The speaker, the sound was cracking, and then immediately it would shut off, and they won't turn back on until it gets cold or cooler. The speaker, and I thought that the speaker was blown. I mean, it was showing me the symptom of a blown speaker. So I ordered a new speaker, and I thought for sure by replacing a speaker that I would have solved the problem. But when I installed the new subwoofer, it was doing the same thing. It would turn on, and then it starts cracking, and then shut off. So I already know it's not the speaker, it's not the subwoofer. So something else is going on. So I took it apart, and I was about to give up. You know, and then when I took it apart, and then I turned it back on, and I started wiggling the components. That's when I discovered the capacitor labeled 180. That's the problem. And then I confirmed it by opening the other side of the PC board, and then I was wiggling it, and I noticed it was going in and out. One of the lead was going in and out. So I just soldered that, and then I just soldered the other two capacitor, and then I did a test run, and then it started working. So there is no more cracking, and it doesn't shut off anymore. So now it's performing really well. So the cracking sound, that's the clue right there. The cracking and then the shutting off. It's the capacitor. It's the biggest capacitor in the PC board. All right, guys. I hope this will help everybody else out there. But see, I spent $26 on a subwoofer. Now I got an extra subwoofer. But that's how life is, guys.
I hope this video was helpful. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
As she was saying, I hope this video was successful. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.